Oh, what is the upskis, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GXGamerCast. We're on episode 118 of my little gaming show where once a week I just has to talk about video games, whether they're new games that I'm playing today, old video games that I grew up with, it doesn't matter. Video games, and today it's November, baby. I have to talk about Call of Duty. It's such a big part of my gaming life that it's that time of year. I get the itch. The new Call of Duty's out. I've been playing it, and I need to talk about some of the old classic Call of Duties. And today we're talking about Treyarch's Call of Duty Black Ops, the very first one. We're on Black Ops 6 now, and this is where the game started, on a franchise that is still going today, and a pretty damn good game. We'll talk about a little bit of Black Ops 6 and Black Ops 1. Well, more Black Ops 1, that's for sure. But before we get into the Black Ops 1 talk, let's talk about what I've been up to over the last week or so, and I always encourage you, the viewer, the listener, let me know what you've been up to over the last whatever amount of time. What movies have you checked out lately? You diving into any TV shows that you just can't stop watching? I know Yellowstone is coming back here pretty soon. I was huge on Yellowstone until it moved to Paramount. I just blacklisted that show for doing that. You don't switch fucking fucking streaming services 4 seasons into a show, and then you're like, oh, season 5's over here now. You got to pay for it over here if you want to watch it, fool. So yeah, well, now I have a Paramount Plus subscription. I still haven't watched it. But I might go back into it. I know it hasn't been the same since it moved to Paramount, but I love those first 4 seasons, so I might have to go and try and finish it out. Anyway, and also, let me know what games you're playing right now. We're getting into, like, my favorite seasons for gaming now. The October, November, December, when it starts to get cold and cozy. No, then we have a built-in excuse not to go outside and just stay inside and play video games. Oh, it's cold, it's dark, it's miserable. Let's stay inside and play video games. So let me know what games you're snuggling up with this November, and I'll tell you what I've been up to. So, taking a slight break from movies and a slight break from horror movies. This one's kind of like, I wouldn't call it a horror movie, but more of like a sci-fi thing, and that movie is I Saw the TV Glow. This one was on, I think this one was on Crave, and it was an interesting movie, very, very interesting. I sadly fell asleep just as the shit started hitting the fan, so I had to go back and rewatch the last hour or so, because yeah, the first bit of this movie is rather slow, a little bit dry, a little boring. Characters aren't all that awesome, honestly. Homie here in the movie, he's going to be Miles Morales one day. Like, he's got the look. Like, he's definitely got to be Miles Morales if they make a Spider-Man movie with Miles Morales. Anyway, fucking hell of a hard movie to tell you what the hell it's about. It is definitely one of those movies that you need to watch, like, twice to figure out what the fuck is going on. Because it is one of those just, like, I really can't talk too much about it without spoiling it. I enjoyed the twist, but I didn't love the movie. Like, I didn't like it as much as seemingly other people did. It seems to be reviewing quite well with audiences and critics. Me, I was just like, yeah, it was fine. Like, I really liked the when the shit, like, when you fucking start figuring out, like, what is going on here. It's very trippy, very cool, very mysterious. The ending was a little bit unsatisfying. It was different. It was a very different movie. Basically, this boy and girl, they kind of start a friendship over this really cheesy, weird, like, mystery show for, like, young adults called The Pink Opaque or something like that. It's, yeah, man, I don't know, like, I can't recommend it. I wasn't huge on it, just didn't really hit for me, but I like parts of it, so I would still hit it with, like, a 6 out of 10. It was okay, maybe a 5.5, just wasn't really for me. It didn't tickle my pickle that night, and I am still playing. That's all I watch for movies and TV shows, a little bit of a break. I think I watched 12 horror movies over the course of like from September and October, so I got a lot of movies in right there. There's actually some TV shows I'm starting to eye up and maybe watch those, like The Penguin is finishing up. I kind of want to watch that, Yellowstone, and other stuff. But anyway, if you've seen Penguin, let me know what you think about it. I haven't heard, I've heard obviously great things about it, but yeah, I haven't really heard a whole lot of talk, so I don't think it's like buzzing like as one of the biggest shows of the year or anything, but apparently it's really good, so that's nice. In terms of games that I am playing, I finished off the Black Ops 6 campaign, and that shit was actually very, very fucking good. That was a very fun campaign. Lots of variety to the campaign. There were some great standout moments, man. Like, at the end of the month, I may end up doing a Black Ops 6 review. I kind of have notes written up for the review, but I don't know. I just wanted to go back and do Black Ops, the original one. I just wanted to go talk about that game instead. So maybe we'll do a Black Ops 6 full review. Like, it's a big game. Like, I haven't played all that much multiplayer. I still haven't played the other zombie map. I spent this week doing up the campaign mostly, and it was definitely a standout campaign. Like, honestly, I barely remember any campaign for Call of Duty outside of Call of Duty 4, a couple of missions from World at War and Modern Warfare 2. Outside of that, even Black Ops 1, man, I don't remember a fucking thing about that campaign because I was so into the multiplayer during this era. Campaigns were fucking super back burner. I definitely played it, but definitely once. Like Call of Duty 4 campaign, I played through 12, 15 times. Modern Warfare 2, probably 3 or 4 times. And then, yeah, it just started to go down and down. I would definitely always play the campaigns once, but yeah, what I would like to do, I even want to play the Black Ops 6 campaign again. It was so good. I want to go through it again. That's how good it was. So it is definitely one of the better campaigns in a while. I feel like I said that the last Call of Duty I played, or at least the Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 3 was kind of, but Black Ops 6, man, yeah. I am, like I said, still having the same issues with multiplayer. I had a not very fun weekend. Played a couple hours with the homie, and yeah, man, we ran into some really just sweaty-ass kids that were playing, they're just trying way too hard, and I'm like, yo, man, I don't want to be in this, so I don't know how much more multiplayer I'm going to play. I might play some this weekend, see how the community is. It was double XP and all that shit last weekend, so I was like, I gotta get in a little bit of multiplayer, but shit, dude, yeah, people are starting to figure out exploits in the game. We were playing one game, and this dude was just running around with a shotgun, killing everybody in one shot, completely just not paying attention to any objective. He had 0 objective points, all kills, and I'm like, yo, I don't like that. That was just extremely annoying. He was spawn killing the hell out of everybody. It was frustrating, and that stuff is going to start happening the more, the Call of Duty people start putting out their videos. Oh, hey, guys, smash the like button, and here's all the guns and exploits to ruin Call of Duty. Here you go, and then everyone's going to start doing it. So hopefully it won't be so bad this weekend if I pop on, but the multiplayer, it's still Call of Duty multiplayer, man. If you played it before, you'll have a very similar experience now, not a lot new there. But the campaign, fuck yeah, and I still have yet to play the new zombies. I will try and get onto that this weekend, see if I can get in there. But other than that, man, I've enjoyed Black Ops 6 for what it is. For it coming out on Game Pass, I share a file with my homie Kyle, so I just get the Game Pass and the games, and I had a blast for just downloading it for free and not having to drop money on it. It was a fucking awesome time, and I'm gonna keep it installed. We'll see how long I can keep it, because it's a greedy fucking bitch of a game, and it wants to take all my space on my Xbox. I won't really be able to download much else other than Call of Duty, but yeah, I'm keeping it on there for now, still really enjoying that. And dude, this war of mine this game is becoming a special for me. This game I can't stop playing it. I have started up yet another scenario. I had an epic failure of a last scenario, bro. I am still learning the ropes of this game. It is a very not hand-holdy game at all. You gotta figure a lot of shit out on your own, and make mistakes and fucking end up getting killed and having to start the game over. It may not sound like everybody's cup of tea, but that doesn't even sound like my cup of tea, but I can't stop fucking playing this game. So I had a horrible, like, we were struggling, bro. We were struggling. It was just me and a girl and a guy left, and they were omega depressed. They were so depressed, and that's what I was struggling with, is depression. Like, I had no real way to get them undepressed, and then I fucking hit the jackpot. I killed somebody finally, and I went to some dude's fucking mechanic shop. He was fairly friendly, like he just wanted medicine for his sick dad, and I went to rob his ass. I was like, yo, I'm desperate, bro, and he was like, and I said, I ran into his house, and then made him chase me through the house. I hid in a closet. I fucking stabbed his ass right in front of his sick father, and then I killed his sick father, and I got so much awesome shit. I got a gun, I got a fucking bullets and food, and I'm like, oh, Pavel, we're saved, and I get home, Pavel fucking killed himself. I was like, what? I didn't even know that could happen, and I was so devastated, bro. I was like, no, I had everything. I had booze, we could drink and get undepressed, and it was good. Everything was gonna be okay, and then Pavel fucking killed himself, and then the girl, she was so broken by Pavel killing himself, she fucking killed herself. So the game was over. I was like, well, damn, dude. Like, I couldn't help but have a smile on my face. I'm like, that is fucking cool, man. I just love this game. I can't get enough of fucking this war of mine. I can't stop playing it. When I finished that one, I was like, all right, I'm going to take a break from it. Within the hour, I was starting up another one. I was like, okay, this time I'm going to do better. And so far we're doing okay. And I love it because each scenario is different. Like, even in the survival mode, you got like 8 different scenarios you can pick, and like, holy shit, will you guys settle down back there? They're playing, I got my cats a new cat tunnel, and they're fucking loving it. But this scenario that I picked, like, we start in the winter time, which I was like, oh shit, that might be awful, but it may actually be good, because now the winter's over, we made it through, and usually when the winter comes, I'm already like borderline struggling, and the winter makes it no better. You gotta use a lot more of your resources to keep shit warm, and it's just way harder in the winter time, obviously. But oh my god, I freaking love this game. I saw it. It's on sale right now. Like, you can get it on everything. I highly suggest the Switch. It's incredible to play handheld. I got the complete edition for under $6. Like, I can't tell you how amazing of a deal this is for this game that is seemingly endless. Like, I've read on forums, like, I looked up a little guide, and this dude was like, I've played this game for like 1,200 hours. And I'm like, oh, totally. Like, absolutely. You could just keep playing this game forever. Absolutely. It is an incredible game. I am so happy I took a chance on it. And my wife and I got back to the devil inside the Dark Anthology series game. And yeah, we're still just having a solid time. It's not good. It's not bad. It's just fine. We're having a fine time. It's way better playing it with my wife. Like, if I was just sitting down here by myself playing it, I'd be like, boring. I'm so bored right now. It has a ton of jump scares, I will say. And they're very cheap. They're very cheap jump scares. The controller like rumbles whenever they happen. And I've noticed the only time the jump scares get me is when I'm holding the controller and it rumbles, and that's when it gets me. If I'm just sitting there watching it and my wife's playing, I don't get scared. So there's a lot of jump scares. So if you like those, there's a ton of those in The Devil in Me, The Devil Inside. What the fuck? Yeah, that's what it's called. So that's everything. Oh my goodness. That I've been up to over the last week or so, and let me know what y'all have been up to, and let's do it, baby. It's November. That means it's Call of Duty time. Let's talk about Call of Duty Black Ops. Oh baby, it is Black Ops time, and we're gonna do a little bit different. It's not gonna be a review or anything like that. I just want to have a little bit of fun with some Black Ops. Go back through all the weapons, mostly multiplayer. We're gonna talk a lot of multiplayer and zombie stuff like that, because like I said, I can fucking barely remember the campaign of this one, other than it's like, they got a lot of like weird conspiracy theory shit going on right there, and it takes place in like the 60s. What is it? Vietnam War, I think this one is revolving around. Again, during this time, man, it was multiplayer only. Like, all we cared about, me and the homies in high school, I was in high school at this time, that's all we did. We went to school, came home, everyone got online, and we played online, we played zombies, and yeah, I know we played the campaigns, it's just like, we would just do that on the side on our own or something like that. It may have been someone listening to this one's favorite Call of Duty campaign ever, but for me, I just don't remember a damn thing about it other than I did like the theming of it. Like, I like that Vietnam War. I mean, all wars are terrible, but for a theme of a game, pretty cool. It's jungly, and yeah, so that was fine. And it has the guy. He's in Black Ops 6, and his first appearance was in this game. You don't play as him in this game. You're just some fucking nobody, basically. You always play as some nobody in the first few games anyway. But yeah, we're just going to go through and talk about memories of the multiplayer. Going to rank my favorite weapons, the maps, kill streaks, the perks, fucking the blop shot. We're going to talk about memories and all that great stuff. And I think I want to start with the first memory that I basically had with Call of Duty is that midnight launch that me and all my homies went to at Future Shop. I believe that's where it was. And shit, bro, that was my probably the most midnight launch I've ever been to. I've gone to a handful of midnight launches, but nothing was as big as this one right here. I've been to, I think I was at the Halo 3 launch. I was at the Rock Band 2 midnight launch. Yeah, there was one of those back then. I've been to most of the Call of Duty launches up till probably like Black Ops 3 or something. I would go to all the midnight launches, and by far this was the biggest one. We showed up very early. I don't know exactly what time, but I think it was probably daylight out, and this game wasn't coming out till midnight. So we were there for a long time. And we knew that if we were the first, I think it's the first 15 or 20 people or whatever, we got a whole bunch of free merch. And I got free merch. I got a fucking movie, Rescue Dawn, actually a sick flick. It took me a long time to watch that one, but I got that. They gave us dog tags. I got a headset, like a shitty fucking microphone, whatever. It was free. And fuck, I don't remember what else. And of course, I got myself a copy of the game. But there was so much shenaniganery going on in the lineups waiting, man. Like, it's just all, fucking teenagers and 20-year-olds. And so it's just a fucking ridiculous. It was cold, too, that night. It was very cold. We brought camping chairs. I think we had blankets. I don't know. We ordered pizza in the lineup. We're like, yo, we're at the Call of Duty midnight launch at Future Shop. We need a 2-foot pizza. I think back in the day, Pizza Hut used to have a 2-foot pizza that you can get. Fucking amazing. Please bring that back. Man, that got me and the homies through a lot of hangouts, man. Those pizzas were amazing, big, and filling. But we got a pizza. I remember my homie Kyle and I were both fairly new drivers. I had my truck, and he had his parents' minivan, and he was going to wait in line. I went off to take everybody to Tim Hortons, get some Timbits and some coffee and all that shit. And I remember I almost fucking blew this kid's van up, man. Like, I was unfamiliar with the car. I didn't realize how quiet it was when it started up. Like, unlike my truck, when I start that thing, it was like, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, holy shit. This thing was just like, I was like, hold on, is this car started? I'm just holding down the ignition, and then all of a sudden, just this horrible grinding sound. I was like, oh my god. I was like, okay, everyone in this car, do not tell Kyle. Everybody told Kyle. He didn't give a shit, but fuck, man, that was funny. We still talk about that story all the time. But yeah, man, that was by far the funnest midnight launch. It was awesome. It was a great time. I remember my friend fucking pissing on my truck because he couldn't hold his fucking piss no more. I was like, why'd you pee on my truck? He ran up my friend's fucking minivan, almost broke his windshield. It was a chaotic night. And then we get in there, we get the game. Homie Kyle working the phones, on the phone with his parents, working out a deal. He somehow manages to, convince his parents to buy him the Black Ops Xbox bundle with the Elite and everything, a huge bundle. And I was concerned for my homie's life that night. When we were all out, we had our game, we're waiting for him, he's last to come out, and he comes out with a fucking Xbox Elite Call of Duty Black Ops bundle, and people were grabbing him. They're like, hey, look at this guy, I was like, holy shit, dude. I was a little bit concerned there that he might have gotten jumped right there. And not shocking, because when I bought my PS5, I was escorted out of Best Buy with 4 people. So yeah, him going out into the mob of people with that Xbox, that was some scary shit, honestly, thinking back on that. But oh my goodness. And of course, we all ran right home, put that bitch in the Xbox. No downloads, no fucking updates. That bitch was ready to go, but not really, because all the servers were fucked. I remember we were trying to get into a lobby forever. I feel like we did, but it was sketchy, man. The servers for some of those earlier Call of Duties on that first night, it was fucking rough. Like, sometimes we couldn't even play the game together. But, oh, man, that was such a fun midnight launch. It was really the only fun one that I went to. All the other ones were nothing like that. I didn't get no free merch, got no pizza, no great memories in all the other ones. But, fuck, that was a great time. And it was a fucking great time to be a gamer back then, especially, I don't know, I would say Call of Duty was probably in its golden days right there with Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, World at War, and Black Ops 1. Like, god damn, all those games were spectacular. I wish I played more World at War. I didn't give it the love that I gave all my other Call of Duties. I gave up on that one very, very early, which is very disappointing to me because it is a spectacular game that I did revisit eventually. But, Black Ops, man. Okay, so we have 2 developers for Call of Duty. You got Infinity Ward, who is, I don't know who the fuck they are now, and then you have Treyarch, who I think is still making it, and it's like it doesn't matter. Back then, it was just those 2. Infinity Ward made the Modern Warfares, and Treyarch made the Black Ops. And honestly, I've always been more on the Infinity Ward side of things. I prefer Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2 to Black Ops and World at War, but it is close. It is very, very close, especially Black Ops. I know this is how it always went with Call of Duty. Whatever the newest one was, it got so much hate. When Black Ops came out, it was beyond hated. People shat all over this game. And then we went back to Modern Warfare 2, and everyone loved that game again, slightly more. But when Modern Warfare 2 was out, all people did was bitch about that game. And when Call of Duty 4 was out, all people did was bitch about Call of Duty 4. But then when the next one comes out, the previous one is beloved. So Black Ops initially was not that liked, man. There was a ton of problems with it. The Blop Shot, the fucking FAMAS, like there's super overpowered guns. It is what it is, man. That's how it's always been with Call of Duty. Nothing has changed. There's always been overpowerful guns. There's always been manipulation on maps. There's always been terrible spawning. There's always been shit like that. But fuck it, right? But once like the Modern Warfare 3 came out and Black Ops 2, this game was beloved. Oh my god, this might have been one of the most beloved revisited Call of Duties, man, because the amount of hate that Black Ops got and then the amount of love that it started getting after the next one came out was just baffling to me. It made no fucking sense. It's like you guys spent a year hating it and now you can't get enough of it. It's just like, I don't understand it. But, it's the cool thing to hate on the newest Call of Duty. That was the thing back then, man. That's all we freaking did. But I like the mix. They continue to do it now where they pass it off to a different developer they go back and forth between them. And yeah, last year's Modern Warfare 3 felt like an off year, and this one, Black Ops 6, feels like a big year for Call of Duty. But back then, I mean, every year was massive. We didn't start getting misses on Call of Duty till we got like Ghosts and Vanguard or whatever the fuck those ones. Ghost was just dreadful. I fucking hated that game, but I played it so much. Anyway, not talking about that, but we're talking about Treyarch, who, yeah, it took them, like I said, I prefer the Infinity Ward, but Treyarch's right there. Like, they're very, very good. And at this point, I think the Black Ops series is probably more strong than the Modern Warfare series right now. The Modern Warfare just got rebooted and they redid those, and Black Ops is still going strong with their story. So I think the story and the campaign on Treyarch's side has always been a lot more interesting, and I think their campaigns are generally better. I've just generally preferred the multiplayer to Treyarch's, but goddamn, then you got zombies, bro. And zombies, we'll be talking about zombies, but I think we better go to the multiplayer and let's just start doing some fucking rankings. Let's start with the weapons, y'all. And kicking it off first in the assault rifle category is the all-time classic M16. My baby, my boo, the gun that officially made me good at Call of Duty 4, but at this point, I've moved on to other weapons, but I still have a soft spot for my M16. So that's getting a B ranking right there, and we're doing Capcom style. S rank is the highest rank you can get. We move on to the Enfield, a solid-ass weapon right there. I remember having moments with it that I really enjoyed it. It's a little bit slower in terms of fire rate, decent. It's a solid weapon. I'd hit it with like a C+. M14. Oh, this gun, it's a semi-auto. So the M16 was a 3-burst, the Enfield fully automatic. M14, you got the semi-auto where it's bop, 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 and you got to press the trigger every single time. Super deadly in hardcore, but outside of that, not very awesome. I'd hit it with like a D, not for me. And then we get the most popular weapon of this game, definitely one of them, the FAMAS. And it ain't the FAMAS from Modern Warfare 2. This thing shoots so fucking fast, and it's so laser accurate, it was a broken-ass weapon. You slap on a silencer on this thing, iron sights were fantastic, off you go. Whenever in doubt, pull the FAMAS out, and you're back in, baby. That's essentially it. The FAMAS was fucking ridiculous. Everyone used it. You hear that fucking gun all over every freaking map, just brr, brr, brr. And of course, in hardcore, it was ridiculous. In hardcore, it's the fastest person wins. Or if you got a really good shot with your semi-autos. But damn, that FAMAS was insane. It was so overpowered, way too fast of a shot. It is just a powerhouse. It is definitely the big powerhouse of the game, the most popular, most used assault rifle. But there's a couple more very awesome weapons. You got the AUG, which used to be a light machine gun in Modern Warfare 2, and now it's an assault rifle, and it is amazing. Very comparable to the FAMAS, or the FAMAS. It shoots fast, it's powerful. At times, I would prefer the AUG. I loved the AUG. Loved the way that it sounded. And then you got the sneaky... I didn't rank any of these guns, bro. What are you doing? FAMAS. It's an unbelievable weapon. Can I give it an S? Like, I gotta take points away from it because it's a broken-ass weapon. It was too good. But if it's so good, shouldn't it not be S rank? I'll give it an A. I'll give it an A just because it got annoying to use because it was just too good, and I want to use other weapons like the AUG. The AUG is also a A. The A for the AUG. And the Galil, which is sneaky awesome weapon. Iron sights were a little hit and miss. They're like the double circles. Sometimes I love them, sometimes I don't. I used to love slapping a silencer on this thing and just going to town. From what I remember, it had a bigger clip than most of the other guns, but I love the Galil. I used it a lot. B+. This is a great-ass weapon. AK-47, my baby. Might be my favorite gun. My favorite AK might be the Black Ops AK. I loved this freaking gun. It sucks that it took so long to unlock it. Like, it's an AK-47. It's one of the most standard weapons ever, most recognizable weapons, and they had it so far down the unlock list, so it took forever to get it. But I love the iron sights on the AK-47. Slap a silencer on that with the Blue Tiger, baby. Oh, goodness gracious, I love that shit. And I guess I'll just start talking about, like, attachments and stuff. I loved the Fast Mag. The Fast Mag was so fucking cool, where, like, your normal magazine, but this is basically 2 magazines taped together, and instead of, pulling one out, grabbing a whole new magazine, you just flip it around, and it's way faster. So you get one of those every other reload, and it was sensational. Outside of that, you got all your standard stuff, your ACOG, your red dots, your fucking... I don't know, I'll look them up and we'll go through more of the attachments, but I have to shout out that Fast Mag was so freaking awesome. And then you have the FN FAL. I actually loved this gun in hardcore. In hardcore, this thing was a fucking issue. It was a one-shot kill weapon. Pretty much anywhere you can shoot them in the leg, it's gonna kill them. And this thing was way better than the M14. I much preferred the FAL. It had a great reload freaking animation. I love the reload on this thing. It was I enjoyed it. It was terrible in like regular, like core or whatever, but hardcore, this thing was ridiculous. I'll hit it with a B. AK-47, A+. A+ in Black Ops. I love the AK in Black Ops. And then we get this weird-ass gun. This was like the weird extra unlock gun in the assault rifle category, and it's the G11. I forgot about this gun. This gun is weird as fuck. It's got a burst fire on it, but its burst is like 5 bullets or something. It's something insane, and it just goes... It's also got a really interesting reload. It kind of reloads like a fucking stapler or something. It's a very strange weapon. It looks like one of those... I don't know, like work-in-progress weapons, a prototype or something. It doesn't look real. Like, I have never seen anything quite like it. Looks like a freaking grenade launcher or something, but this gun was wild. I remember it being, at times it could be, like, just insane. Like, if you can spray off, like, 3 of these bursts, you can wipe out a whole team. If they're lined up properly, it can do big damage, but it is a burst, so it's got to go, like, brap, brap. So it helps with that extra. Normally it's 3 rounds, but I think this one was like 4 or 5 bullets per burst, which is fucking cheating. Basically, that's a kill. You're dead. So this thing was. I remember it being good, but I don't remember using it a lot. Obviously, you unlock it at the end, and I think the level cap in Black Ops was 70, which took a long time, man. So G11, good. B. And then we got the Commando, which is kind of like the M4 of the game. Admittedly, I don't remember this gun very much at all, other than it was like just a good standard gun, but why use the Commando when you have the Galil, the AUG, the FAMAS? I mean, it was a fine weapon. I'd hit it with like a B-. Now we move on to the submachine guns, and there's really only one submachine gun in this category to worry about, but we'll talk about them all. Fuck it. The Scorpion. I love the Scorpion. I have a special spot in my heart for the Scorpion because of Call of Duty 4. It's a terrible weapon. It's crap, but more usable in this game. It was like okay, but still not great. C-. MP5K got nothing on the MP5 of Call of Duty 4 or even the one in Modern Warfare 2. This one is okay. It's very hard to control. It's a very fast-shooting weapon, and yeah, it was fine. B-. And then you get the king, the AK-74U. Oh my goodness. This thing was a destructor on every map, basically. I remember, especially on firing range, this was my baby, but damn, dude, the AK-74U, it's got the power of an AK, but the mobility of a submachine gun and a little bit faster fire rate, this thing was fucking ridiculous. S-rank for the AK-74U. That thing was awesome. It wasn't as, like, accurate as the UMP in Modern Warfare 2, but, man, everyone was using the AK-74U. It was a little bit of a problem. The MAC-11, I never use this thing. It's it shoots paper balls out of it. It's weak as fuck. Shoots really fast, but terrible accuracy. I'd hit it with a D. I never use it. The PM63. Okay, this one I feel like was all right. See, this is how powerful the AK-74U was. Like, these other guns are just like, why would I use these when I have the AK? I imagine it was fine. I did it with like a B-. Don't really remember that one. Oh, fuck, they have a MAC-11 and the Uzi? They're, like, basically the same weapon. Uzi a little bit better. It's got more bullets, a little bit better on the accuracy, but still never been an Uzi guy outside of Tomb Raider, so, I don't know, D. The Spectre I did use. I did use the Spectre. It was pretty solid. Decent iron sights, pretty decent rate of fire, a decent clip on it as well. This one I would use. Outside of the AK-74U, I'd hit it with a B. It was a solid-ass weapon right there. Then you got the MPL. MPL, I remember also being pretty good, or it might not be. This one might have been one with a ridiculous fire rate and really hard to control, but I guess I'll hit it with a B- then. But I do remember I like the Spectre at times. All right, what else do we have? I think that looks like a submachine gun if I ever did see one. The Kiparis. I don't remember a damn thing about that one. Again, this goes to show how unbalanced the submachine guns were in Black Ops. Like, AK-74U was just too good, man. Just way too good. A C for the Kiparis? I don't remember using it at all. Now we get to the shotguns. All right, we got some problems here. We got the Olympia. Fuck, this thing was so satisfying to use, but so difficult. Such a difficult weapon to use. Oh my goodness. So it's a 2-shot, what do you call those? fucking buckshot. You got the barrel shotgun, a 2-shot barrel shotgun. And, fuck, dude, this thing had some of the worst hit detection in all of Call of Duty. I saw so many videos of people using this gun, shooting people point blank, and it missing. And it's just like, what? And if you miss, like, you're pretty much toast. Like, it takes a while to get that second shot off. If you can hit him with the first shot, you're golden, but sometimes it would just shoot a blank or something, and you just wouldn't get the kill, and it was frustrating. But I imagine it did get fixed. I remember people rocking the Olympia, like, a lot. People had the gold camo on that motherfucker, and they're just running around killing the shit out of you. Extremely satisfying weapon to use. If you can use it. It is hard to use. You're reloading it constantly. It's slow to reload. You only get 2 shots. So if you run into a room with more than 2 people, even you have a difficult time clearing out a room with just 1 dude in it with an Olympia. But man, it was a satisfying weapon to use. B-. B-, that's probably too high, but fuck it. It was fun. You got the Spaz 12. I really don't remember using this one. I know the Spaz is a great weapon. It's a fast-shooting shotgun. I don't remember it, honestly. I'll hit it with, like, a C. I was never really a big shotgun guy. There, of course, would be certain levels that you can use a shotgun effectively. But, yeah, I didn't use shotguns very much in this one. I did use the stakeout every now and again, just your classic pump shotgun. They're so satisfying to use, man. I love shotguns, but in multiplayer, like, it is so super satisfying to use them, but it's very difficult, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Stakeout gets a C. And that's... Wait, one more shotgun. The HS-10. I don't remember this one either. I believe it was more of that automatic style. Kind of like the AA-12, but not as egregious. But, yeah, it was probably fine. I remember it shooting pretty quickly. I don't remember a lot of people using it, though. And we get to the light machine guns, a pretty underrated category. I'm not a big submachine or a machine gun guy, the light machine guns, because I hate the mobility. I hate going so slow. It's just... But man, when I do use them, I always end up having good games because it's like, man, it's got such a big clip. It's powerful. They're generally really accurate weapons. I don't know. I can't. I'm a fast guy. I like to rush. I like to run around. And yeah, you can't really do that very effectively with the light machine guns. The HK-21, your first light machine gun, solid, fine, decent weapon, C+. You got the RPK, which is like a giant fucking AK-74U. It was good, not great. I remember the accuracy on it, I think, was pretty rough. Didn't use it a lot. I'm not a big light machine gun guy. I'd hit it with a C+. M60, all-time badass weapon in real life. Using it in Call of Duty didn't really happen all that much. I'd hit it with a C. The Stoner 63. Everyone loved this gun because it's called the Stoner. It kind of operated more like an assault rifle, honestly. It was pretty close to that, but it was solid. I used it every now and again. I would hit it with like a C+, B-. It was fine. And now we get to the snipers. We got the Dragunov. Classic. I mean, it's phenomenal and hardcore. Pretty fucking useless and regular, so B-. You're more of a semi-automatic sniper rifle. It's in every Call of Duty, so it's fine. And then you get the L96A1. This is your bolt-action rifle, and everyone fucking hated it because you couldn't quick-scope in this game. There was no quick-scoping in Black Ops, and everyone just wanted to do the quick-scopes with this weapon, which looks an awful lot like the M40, the number one sniper that everyone wants to return to Call of Duty. And this one's the closest thing I think we've had to it, and it was super satisfying when you get a kill with it, but it's so slow, the fucking not being able to quick scope to get that scope up fast. I was never what you would call like a quick scoper. Like I did it, but I would always get called out by real quick scopers that I'm more of a drag scoper. Like I would pop my scope up and then drag it to my opponent because I couldn't just fucking... Quickscoping was ridiculous, man. I'm not going down that fucking rabbit hole. Those fucking quickscopers are ridiculous, but whatever. The L96 was a big letdown. I know people like it, but for me, nah. It's a cool weapon. C+. I'll give it C+. The WA-2K, the WA-2000. I mean, again, hardcore, deadly. You could sit there and go, bow, 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 you just fucking pop bitches, no problem, they're dead. I will always remember the homie Kyle going 50-0 with the WA2K and Modern Warfare 2 on the map Estate. He was sitting on the boathouse in hardcore, and he just sat on top of that boathouse hidden, and no one could fucking stop him. No one knew where he was. Those were the days. But the WA2K, it's always going to hold a little special spot in my heart because of I was in that game with him, and that was fun. The PSG-1, I don't recall much about this one. I think it was a bolt action. May not have been. I remember the reload on this thing being really weird. It was whatever. It was a C. The WA2K, a C as well. I don't know. For sniping wasn't very good in Black Ops. They were very anti-quick-scoping culture in that one. I know that pissed off a lot of people, even myself included. I loved quick-scoping with the intervention in Modern Warfare 2. I loved quick-scoping with the ACOG, with the M40 in Call of Duty 4, and fuck, now they took away the ability to quick-scope. And then you got your side weapons. Do we really need to talk about these? I guess we'll just go through them quick. I don't think I'll rank them or anything, but the pistols, ASP, Makarov, the M1911, the CZ75. The Python was something, piece of shit. RPG, you get your explosives, the M72 Law, the Strela 3, the China Lake, that's your thumper-like weapon. It just shoots that was a pretty fun weapon, the China Lake. And of course, you get the crossbow, which in multiplayer wasn't used very, very much. It was kind of hard to use it, but so badass. Fucking crossbow with explosive bolts on it, like, oh, so freaking cool. And the ballistic knife, which, oh man, I don't know if people remember Only Use Me Blade. That guy used to drive. I watched him. But, like, I hated that community, that culture that he brought to Call of Duty, the knifing only dude. Oh, my God. Not only, like, he thrived in these two Call of Duties. Like, Modern Warfare 2 with Commando, the fucking tactical knife, this guy was eating. He was eating. He was feasting on us bitches out there. And then, in this game, they give him the fucking ballistic knife where you can shoot the knife from distance, and it, like, has a really fast, really stupid animation that will kill you instantly. You basically just the littlest worst swipe I've ever seen. And yeah, so this guy was thriving again, running around, fucking knifing everybody, driving me fucking crazy. But yeah, the ballistic knife, I'm not a fan of that thing. But I imagine the people that only use their knives really, really like the ballistic knife. But yeah, that's all the weapons. But there's another gun I would like to talk about, and that is Gun Game. Oh, baby, who didn't play Gun Game? Everyone played Gun Game. My wife still talks about Gun Game. She loved Gun Game. And, well, let's just stick with Gun Game right now. So, it's starting to be hard to say. So, that game mode was dope. I was very scared of it. I didn't play it for quite some time. But the first time I played it, I actually live streamed it back in the day. Well, not live streamed the way that we know it now, but I just played the game live, and I actually won and did really good. And the concept of the game mode is brilliant. Everybody starts with a fucking pistol, and then you have to get a kill with each weapon. When you get a kill with the weapon, you move on to the next weapon, and you finish it off with, I think, if it's, is it the hatchet, the fucking throwing knife, the ballistic knife, I think. But you gotta hit someone with also, that hatchet is, what an awesome side weapon. People doing the cross the freaking map hatchet hits way better than the throwing knife. I much prefer the hatchet. Way more satisfying. Much more oomph to that throw. But Gun Game, dude, holy crap. What a friggin' awesome game mode. Very fun. I can't say, like, I played it a lot, but because I was never really big on free-for-all. Just, I don't know, there's too much pressure. I need some teammates to blame, so if things go wrong, I can just yell at them. But free-for-all, it's all on me. I can't take all the blame, that's craziness. But, dude, Gun Game, ridiculous. I don't know how many more times I have to say that, but is it? I don't even know if it's been in, like, I don't really hear about it anymore. I imagine it's still around. The other one that was really cool was one in the chamber. Everyone has a pistol with one bullet in it. One bullet, one kill if you hit them, and then you have the knife. And the knife, that's where, again, like the Only Use Me Blade people ruin this game mode, because instead of actually trying to play the game mode, people would just go around knifing, and that demotes you or something like that. that also would happen in Gun Game. God dang it, I just remembered that. Yeah, if you get knifed or hit with the hatchet, it demotes you and you go back a tier. So sometimes you get stuck on a crappy thing. Like sometimes you'll get the rocket launcher and you're like, fuck, it's a little bit more difficult to get a kill with the rocket launcher than it is an assault rifle. And then you get the pistols. Those are always difficult, especially the Python. You got to go around getting a kill with that. You'll have to use a shotgun. And if some dickhead, you get locked in on a weapon, and then you finally get a kill, and some guy's just like, fucking hatchets you like across. You're like, son of a bitch. Super intense game mode. Gets frustrating at times if you get knifed or demoted at the wrong time. One in the Chamber was intense though. Like it was a marksman's game at first, like before everyone just started being dinks about it. But it was fun, man. I like that one. Kind of reminded me of like 007 GoldenEye, the Golden Gun mode, because it's one shot, one kill. It was, but you had more bullets, obviously. But I like that they were adding in different flavors of game modes. Now, it's not Prop Hunt. I love Prop Hunt. That doesn't come in until much later in the Call of Duty franchise, but oh man, can you imagine Prop Hunt back in the day? And they also had cool other shit, like they had the theater mode, which I absolutely adored back then as a YouTuber, Call of Duty gameplay YouTuber, because then I didn't have to record like at random, just hope I have a good game. If I had a good game, I can just go to theater mode, bam, there's the gameplay, bam, up on YouTube it goes, slap some commentary over top of it, and bam, we got ourselves a YouTube video. And that's how it worked back then. And theater mode was, oh, I just loved it so much. There was like no pressure, because sometimes they'd be like, all right, I'm just going to turn on the capture card for 2 hours, and hopefully I have a good game. And yeah, sometimes that would just make things more difficult. So the theater mode was cool because you can also just watch your friends play. And it was just a cool, it's similar to like a photo mode and crap like that we have in games now. But that was a cool mode for Call of Duty back then. That was really cool. And I think now it's time. Let's talk about the online multiplayer maps and which ones were my favorite. Time to rank the maps. And there are some absolute gems in Black Ops, but we'll start through them in alphabetical order, and I feel like this was the first map I ever played, was Array, and it's an okay map. It's big, it's wintry. I tend to love the winter-themed maps, but I don't know, there hasn't been a really good winter map in a while. There's a fantastic one in Black Ops we'll talk about, but not Array. Array, I don't know, like, you go into the array. This is one of those maps where like kind of depends where all the action is. If everyone's inside the array, outside of the array. This one could also be a really annoying map for snipers because you could just hang out in the back behind the array and people would get back there and be really, really annoying. So I don't know. I'd hit it with like a C. Array was okay. Cracked was also okay. Definitely chaotic for domination because it was basically, the B was in the middle of this cracked building, and you're on one side or the other, and you guys just fight towards the middle and try and fight for domination of that broken down building, and whoever has that middle building locked down is going to have this match won, because it's a pretty linear map. All the battling is going on in the middle. The odd time, it could be heavy on the left side, right side, but, oh man, on domination, this one was a lot of fun. It was another pretty solid map. I would go with like a B- on this one. It was pretty good. Crisis, I kind of don't remember too well. Okay, I think I'm starting to kind of piece it together here, what this one, I think it had like that kind of underground, like cave and like laboratory fucking thing. I don't know. I wasn't huge on Crisis. It had a house on like depends which side you're on, but there's like the house. I remember that being it was an okay map. There was like the other side has the house. One side has like kind of a beach or something, kind of like an odd beach. That area was okay. Another one's like a C+, B-. It was fine. Not one of my favorites, but one of the best in the game. Firing Range. Oh man, I love Firing Range. One of the smaller-ish maps. It's not that small. It is pretty big. You can go all the way around. There's a bunch of houses to go into. The middle is absolute chaos. You got the big tower that you can climb up into, the kind of the watchtower, and get up in there. This map was chaos. Always chaos. I loved running the AK-74U, just running around in this map. One of the best, if not the best map in this game. I love Firing Range. Everyone loved Firing Range. Come on now. That's an A. Gonna hit that with an A. Grid. I liked Grid kind of another wintry themed one. Still not my favorite winter themed one, but I liked Grid. Pretty good, fairly big. The one area, it's the kind of an open field, and then you get into kind of this warehouse compound base area. It's fine. It was a solid map. I did it with like a B-. I thought it was pretty good. Then you get Hanoi, another one that was, I feel like it was rather my first, one of the early ones that I played, and it was fine. It takes place at night, which is decent. You don't get a lot of nighttime levels, and I feel like this Call of Duty played with that a little bit, where there was nighttime and daytime levels. That might have been a DLC thing, but Hanoi was fine. Like, again, it's just kind of, it's a little bit big. It could be a little big, can take a lot. There's a lot of buildings to go in and out of, and kind of like square areas surrounding the buildings. You can go around. I don't know. This one was fine. It wasn't bad. I'd hit it with like a C+, B- area. It was fine. Havana, oh man, I've had some bad times on Havana. Some horrifying spawns on this map. I remember Olympia's being all over this one. There are some pretty tight spaces in some of the buildings, and it's also just like a huge street. And you can try and run down the street. It's pretty much a guaranteed you're going to die if you try and do that. You kind of have to travel through the buildings to get around, but this one was fine as well. It reminds me of, I think it's Crossfire from Call of Duty 4, where it's just a big street, a lot of buildings to get into, and yeah, another one that was just kind of fine, C+, B- level. Then you have Jungle. I like Jungle, man. Jungle was fun. Big open map, more open. There's definitely quite a few hotspots. Like, you can get, like, there's that temple that's back there. Sometimes you won't ever be in that area. Sometimes all the fighting is happening over there, like in the waters and up on the ridge. Sometimes it'll be on the other side where it's more open. You have that, I don't know, kind of like a cabin up high, and you can watch down below. This map was crazy with the chopper gunner. I will talk about the kill streaks a little bit later, but oh man, the chopper gunner on Jungle was fucking spectacular. I like Jungle. I would hit it with like a B+. I was down with Jungle. You have Launch. Oh, Launch is hit and miss. Sometimes it was great, sometimes it was awful. A very cool map, obviously. Like, you have a fucking rocket launching throughout your time on the map, which is really cool, and it changes the map. Like, initially, like, if you're in that silo when the things go down, like, everyone dies, and it could be really bad for, like, a headquarters, if the headquarters is in there, and, like, the fucking rocket goes off, but it's an interesting map. The silo side doesn't get used too often. The others, and then it's just kind of like a free-for-all down the middle. There's a lot of crazy shit going on, lots of obstacles and things to get around. It's a cool map. I did enjoy it. I just remember not, like, having some really rough times on this map with some of the spawns being really bad, but yeah, that's kind of common with all the Call of Duties, so I guess I can't rag on it too bad, but I still prefer other maps. I am just trying to, I lost my spot with all the pictures that I had. Okay, here we go. Back in business. Launch was fine. Again, I think a lot of these are just going to hit like that. This one I'd go with like a B. It was okay. Nuketown. Oh my goodness. Nuketown, one of the all-times. It's one of the most legendary, most popular maps in all of Call of Duty. It consistently reappears in every modern Call of Duty. They just put it out on Black Ops 6 because it's an awesome map. It's their small map, and I think this is probably my favorite one of the small maps in Call of Duty. Never been a big Rust guy. Shipment was fun, but it's fucking terrible, man. You're spawning inside of each other. It's just chaos. On Nuketown, man, like, it's small enough, but they have just enough fucking obstacles with the buses, the two houses, and Jesus, man, whoever can get into that spot off to the side in the middle with the little Jeep in the back, you can get in that little corner, you can do some damage, and it can be really hard to get you out of there. Oh, man. And there's, like, crazy things you can do. Like, I remember people shooting all the heads off of the mannequins and launching a nuke or some shit. There was a whole bunch of, like, Easter eggs behind this level. I love this one. Like, they had the Nuketown 24/7 playlist, and you're just playing Nuketown over and over again. That was a little bit overkill, but Nuketown's the shit, man. That's an A+. I love Nuketown. Radiation is a damn fine map, too. I really liked Radiation. This was the first map I got to do a gun game on, and I remember I was just in, like, there's like kind of like a little hut in the middle there, almost like a what do you call it? Like fucking, I don't know, a parking attendant station where they stand in there and go, ticket, please. I was in that thing basically, and people just kept funneling into my windows and through the door, and I just kept going back and forth, bam, bam, bam. It was great. It's on YouTube if you want to watch it for some reason. The quality's terrible, and yeah, but it's there. Radiation was fun. I enjoyed this map. Another one of those interactive levels. There was like a door, big trap door you can open up, and it'll take you down to the underground tunnel where I think the B flag was. So domination was a ton of fun on this map. Very, very big battles down in that tunnel. Like, you guys are just on both ends firing at each other, grenades going crazy. And it's a big map. Like, you can, another one of those situational, like, you can have all the firefighting on the left side, the right side, down the middle. It's a chaotic map. I really enjoyed Radiation. B+. We get another fan favorite in Summit. This is probably my favorite winter map. It is phenomenal. I love this map. I can't remember if this one was hated at first and then beloved, but now I'm pretty sure it's just straight up beloved. This is a great map. I had tons of great times on this one. The fucking indoor area, like that big building where it could just get fucking chaotic in there. I'm pretty sure that's where the B flag is. And dude, Summit was sweet. Like, such a cool map with the kind of that, not really a secret, but that little side area you can go and get to the other side. It's just chaotic, and I used to spawn trap people in here like crazy. Oh, this was a good one. Tons of great times on Summit. That's an A. Villa was pretty good, not bad. It definitely had some like campy spots. There's like that building in the back, I think it's like the church. I remember people being back there all the time. It's a big map, though. Like, this one, there's a whole bunch of areas of the big mansion. You can get back there. The middle area, the fucking... This is a big one, man. I thought it was solid. Again, it might be a little bit too big for Call of Duty, but, man, I played this one a ton. Probably a B- right there. WMD. Oh, baby. I love this map as well. Yet another snowy-themed one. And, yeah, dude, I just love this map. I can't really explain all that much why. I just remember playing Demolition on this map a lot, and it was awesome. I just like this map. WMD, fucking A-. Let's go. And then they have the DLC stuff. I didn't have all the DLC, so I'm probably not going to really bother with these ones, but I guess I'll say the names, and you know, I did have the First Strike. I know I had the Berlin Wall. It was kind of okay, kind of similar to WMD, but not as good. Discovery was kind of eh. Stadium was okay. Kowloon was okay. It's kind of that favela kind of level. After that, I don't think I played any of these. Convoy, Hotel, Zoo, Stockpile, Drive-In, Hangar 18, Silo, and Hazard. So those are all the maps in Black Ops. A lot of good ones, man. Like, a lot of them were good to, like, really good. Not too many of them were just like, there are the maps, but I don't really, like, Array might be my least favorite in the game. Didn't like that, or Villa was kind of meh as well. Other than that, man, there's a pretty good set of maps in Black Ops. I enjoyed that. And I guess we should talk about the kill streaks. Let's talk about the kill streaks. There's some pretty fucking cool new ones in here that did some pretty big damage, and some little ones that did a lot of big damage as well. Let's talk about the kill streaks. All right, with the kill streaks, we're starting at 3 kills. You get yourself a spy plane. All-time classic, a little bit of UAV right there. Should I rank these as well in letter form? Why not? I love the UAV. A. Always using the That's all I rock in, like, modern Call of Duties now, because I'm just not good enough to get the big kill streaks, so I'm always doing UAV, counter UAV, and whatever the fuck else, something for fun if I feel like it. We get a newcomer in the RCXD. This thing was sick. It's just a little fucking remote control car that you can take control of, and you just ride it around, and you try and fucking find someone and explode it near them. Your car can be shot and exploded, and you will get no kills, but this thing kind of like a Predator missile, even easier to get. It only took 3 kills to get an RCXD. And it was probably like a 75-80% kill rate that you're going to get someone with this thing, especially if you know how to drive it, where you're going, and where all the heat is. So yeah, the RCXD, it was annoying, but if you can shoot them as long as you see them coming, and they got a bright little, flashing light on it, so you will see them, you will hear them. I don't remember them being a big problem. Like, I do remember we would run into a team every now and again that all of them were running RCXDs, so you would just have a ton of these little fucking things running all over the place, but they were fun, man. I liked them. B, counter spy plane, the underrated counter spy plane that no one seems to use. It's a great thing. You don't realize how much you use your UAV until it gets blocked out, and you're like, ah, shit. Not as useful in hardcore, which I do spend most of my time in, but I love me a counter spy plane. Does the job. B+. SAM turret, it's fine. No one really used it. You place down the SAM turret, and you don't need to carry a rocket launcher. It'll be your anti-air. It'll shoot down things. I don't remember it being very, very effective. They're easy to take out, so I don't know. A C. I never really used it. Care package. The care package started in Modern Warfare 2, returns here. Standard. You fucking calling a care package. This is a 5 kill right there. The counter and the SAM turret were 4. 5 kills now for the care package. I think it was less before, but it is what it is. It's a luck-based thing. You can get, most of the time you're going to get like UAVs and RCXDs, maybe a counter spy plane, but you can also luck yourself into a chopper gunner, maybe something else. So yeah, I mean, it's great to run at first and when you first start playing these games, because then you can try out some different things, especially in Call of Duty now where everything's locked. So care packages are a great way to test out some stuff. I'll hit it with B. We got the napalm strike. Oh man, this thing was sick. You just drop, instead of an airstrike, you just drop a thing of like a nice string of fire on a part of the map, and this thing was excellent for domination. You fucking fly the plane over the B flag, you light it on fire, no one can touch it, and you would get some multi-ass kills with this thing. It was super satisfying. I really like the napalm strike. A, sentry gun. Sentry gun, it can do incredible damage. I remember in Modern Warfare 2, I had some incredible times with the sentry gun, but if you got teams running cold-blooded and all that shit, it's completely useless. But man, in some games, this thing absolutely is a game changer. Domination, you throw it on the B flag, scares everybody away. It's a solid thing. It just doesn't get used all that much. It is a 6 kill streak, so it's a little bit up there. I'll hit it with a B. It's good, just doesn't get used that much. Mortar team was okay. You get 3 airstrikes. You can place them in 3 locations on the map. Another one, if you have a UAV going at that time, it'll really help out so you know where the people are. It's a situational kill streak, like in team deathmatch and stuff, where people are spread out. Not that useful, but in like headquarters, domination, this thing could get you some triple kills or more. But I felt like it missed more often than it hit, so I don't know, B-. We got the attack helicopter, standard, classic helicopter. It never was as good as it was in Call of Duty 4, and for 7 kills, it's a little bit steep. I would go with a C. It was fine. Valkyrie rockets, I don't think, who the fuck was using these things? They're basically a harder to control Predator missile. You get 2 of them, so there's that benefit, but they were pretty hard to use, and 7 kills, a little bit high when you only need 1 more kill to get arguably the best kill streak in the game. We'll talk about it in a second. Valkyrie rockets, meh, C. And this thing, the Blackbird. Oh my goodness, what an amazing kill streak this thing is. It is a UAV on crack cocaine. This thing is fully active 100% of the time that it's there. It shows you exactly, it'll show this big red arrow exactly where your enemy are, exactly what way they're looking, which way they're going, how fast they're moving. It is a damn near cheat code. You can sit there and just watch the screen, watch the red dot come towards you, have your sights up, and just wait for them to walk around the corner, and they're dead. The only downfall to a Blackbird is eventually people catch onto it, and once the Blackbird is up, people will probably just sit still and just try and wait it out and camp her out. But man, the Blackbird was fucking amazing. Love it. S rank. We get the Rolling Thunder. This thing was, oh man, devastating at times. Oh, did the Rolling Thunder announce itself? I don't think it was the same as the Stealth Bomber. It might have been, though. I don't know if you actually, you'll hear it rumbling, but it's probably too late at that point. If you get underneath the Rolling Thunder, it's just a big fucking airstrike dropping a bunch of bombs in a big, long area. So, again, you could miss, and that fucking sucks. But sometimes you can wipe out the whole entire team, and to hear that, like, and it just wipes out everyone, you're just like, man, that's some good shit. Not a kill streak. Again, when you have the Blackbird there at 8 kills, or the Rolling Thunder at 8 kills, I'd say 90% of the people are going to take that Blackbird, so it's not really the Rolling Thunder's fault. Like, maybe if it was a 7 kill streak, it was good. Like, it's just the Blackbird. So a B. I'll go B. We get the Chopper Gunner at 9 kills. It was 11 kills in Modern Warfare 2, but this Chopper Gunner's a little bit different. Way more cool, just not as effective. So instead of the Chopper Gunner in Modern Warfare 2, where you're just kind of like in the air and you just have a big square and you just, get the targets in the square and shoot them. They're dead. And it runs around on its own, like the helicopter. It will move itself. Sometimes it'll move itself in terrible positions. Sometimes it is fucking amazing, and it puts itself right over their spawn, and you just sit there and just go to town. With the Black Ops one, it's different. You're in the helicopter, and you're controlling the minigun, and it just goes around the map. It just does a nice loop around the map, and you kill what you can find. Like, sometimes, some maps, it's completely useless. I can't remember the maps, like, off heart which ones sucked, like, fucking, doesn't matter, but sometimes it was amazing, sometimes it was not as effective, people would be inside. Same thing with Modern Warfare 2 Chopper Gunner. If they're inside the building, there's not really much you can do about it. But man, sometimes on jungle, you can just rack up like 20 plus kills with this Chopper Gunner, and it's so badass, it's so fun. It's got to be an A plus rank, just because sometimes it just doesn't get you anything really, and it sucks because you got 9 kills, and sometimes you might get 1, 2, 3 people tops. For it to be a successful Chopper Gunner, you got to get like 5 plus kills. Am I right? Chopper Gunner though, super duper badass. And then you get the 11 kill streaks. The attack dogs. Oh, these things were fucking terrifying. You get the attack dogs, 11 kills. You send out just a fucking, I don't know how many dogs, but just dogs get sent out. And in similar fashion to how terrifying they were in Call of Duty 4, they'll jump on you, they'll rip your neck out, and yeah, they'll kill you pretty quickly. The dogs will gang up on you. They hunt you down. Like, they're also kind of a radar as well. Like, if you send out the dogs, follow your dogs. Your dogs will take you to the enemy. They know where they are, so they're going to take you right there. So they're kind of a free UAV in a way. And they were pretty fucking deadly, man. Oh, man. Sometimes if it just, like I said, it's suggestional or wherever. It depends on what game type, what people you're playing against. Sometimes they just can't do anything against the dogs, and they'll get you like 10 plus kills. And sometimes people will like group together in the back area and just kind of shoot them all down, because you can kill the dogs, you can shoot them and get rid of them, but there's a lot of them and they will overwhelm you and they kill you fast. Very effective at points, but sometimes not so much. They were still fucking awesome. A- for the attack dogs. And then the gunship. This thing is a fully controllable gunship helicopter thing, and you can use the miniguns. You got rockets. This thing is ridiculous. You can fly it wherever you want, so there's no problem with that. If you can fly it right over their spawns, it's pretty outrageous. Honestly, I don't even really remember this thing all that much. Might have been something that people shoot down really fast. Call of Duty communities nowadays are much better than they used to be at that. Like, yeah, it was pretty hard, like Modern Warfare 2 days, to get people to shoot shit down. But, I don't know, man. The gunship did its job. It's just 11 kills is a lot of kills to get. For some people it isn't, but that thing did work. I will hit it with an A- as well. And yeah, that is all the kill streaks. And I think we got one more thing we should talk about. Let's talk about some fucking zombies, y'all. How can we not talk about zombies? And again, similar to with the maps in multiplayer, I didn't have all the downloadable maps for zombies. I had, like, I'm pretty sure I had the first set of whatever you got, and I got the whatever fucking pack it was that you get all the zombie maps from World at War. So I had all those maps as well. So we'll go through them. I don't remember all the maps as well as I do like the multiplayer maps, but we'll talk about them. Let's talk about them. So the first map that you get in Black Ops is, okay, well, I'm going to struggle with a lot of these names because they're like fucking a different language for the most part. So my whatever. Kino der Toten. There you go. That's the original map from Black Ops, and it was fucking awesome. Not my favorite one, but I played the shit out of this one. It was great. It was a really good one to run around in. Not too crazy, not too basic. Like, basic would be like the very first Zombies map where you're literally just in like a fucking house and you have a top floor and a bottom floor. That's about it. This one, much bigger than that. You're going into different rooms. It's got the big theater area that you're fighting in. That was always crazy. And fuck, man, like, I really should have done a little bit more research, but I think this is where like the Nuka-Colas and all that shit started happening. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but damn, dude, the original fucking Kindertoten, the first map, so awesome. Played it 12.5 million times, but the one that I loved, I don't even think this is my favorite. Well, probably the favorite one, like the new one from Black Ops, and that's 5. You get that from... Well, okay, so like at the beginning of the game, you're fucking locked in that chair or whatever, and you can hit the trigger buttons and you escape the chair, and then you're walking around and you can find the computer, and when you find the computer, you can put in a code and it'll unlock shit. That was pretty fucking cool. We'll acknowledge that. That shit was cool, but you can, if you just beat the game or you put in the code, you'll unlock 5, an extra map for zombies, and the best thing about it is that you play as former United States presidents. You got JFK, Nixon, and the other guys, but you get Nixon and freaking JFK, man. I loved it. I just loved watching Nixon with a ray gun or a light machine gun just mowing down zombies. So cool, and a very, very awesome map. When you all pack yourselves into that elevator and you go down there for the first time, that shit was fucking amazing. Like, it just goes... You go from like the Oval Office or some shit upstairs, and then you go down into the laboratories, and you're just like, damn, how big is this? Like, that, this one really started like showing off how big friggin' everything was. It was pretty damn impressive. Then we got some of the DLC ones here. Ascension, I legitimately don't remember. Call of the Dead, I remember a lot of, because like I remember, if you saw all the trailers, that's the one that has oh man, who's that guy who makes the zombie movies? Romero. He's in that level, and he shows up as like a super zombie with like this big electrical hammer or whatever. Maybe I did play this one. I don't remember, man. Like, it, I feel like I played it, but I don't remember these ones. My memory's very, very hazy on that. Oh, and I guess I should touch on the Dead Ops arcade mode that was just tossed into this game as well, because why not? We need some more stuff in our Call of Duty. See how packed these games were back then? Like, there's a lot of content in the games now, but look how much shit was in this game. Dead Ops Arcade. So this was a top-down, like, twin-stick shooter thing. It was solid. Like, I played it maybe 5 or 6 times, played it with some friends, and we're like, yeah, that was fun, but we'll move on. There's much better things in Black Ops to do, but it was a cool little fucking arcade mode. I really appreciated that it was in there. Back to the zombies, you got Shangri-La. That one looks really fun. I did not play that one. Did not play Moon. I guess you're on the fucking moon. That's when maybe zombies jump the shark a little bit. Anyway, now we got the original World at War maps that came out for that game. And I only got to play the original in World at War. I didn't get any of the downloadable ones. So it was a great pack. I can't remember if I had the Prestige edition or there's a hardened, whatever one it came with all these maps or anything. But that was a great value. So you get the original fucking zombies map that started everything. The Nacht der Untoten. Yeah, crushed it. Classic map, man. It's boarding up the windows. Where fucking everyone gets all piled up in the top floor, and we would just sit in the back. As long as everybody had more ray guns, the better, of course. Some light machine gun action would be great, and a flamethrower. You get the flamethrower up front, kind of softening up the zombies, while ray guns and light machine guns mow them down, and you just try and last as long as possible. That was always our strategy. We would just end up there at the top of the steps and just trying to hold off all the zombies in one room. And that really hasn't been a strategy for zombies for me in a long time. Now with zombies, it's just kind of open up the map and run around and just try and funnel them all together and keep moving and keep moving. That's how I've been playing zombies for quite some time now, and I really wish we can have one that's just an original kind of hold hold the house, hold something, like just be locked in an area and like we just gotta defend this thing instead of like being in a big area. You can run around and lock all these fucking areas and do all these weird things and arrows and fucking summoning demons and shit. It's like, nah, I just wanted some classic regular ass zombies, and this was the map. That was the map that you got to frickin' do it in, and I love that map. I played it so frickin' much. Super iconic. And these two I don't remember much. Like Shino Numa, it was okay. It was kind of in that like swampy area. I only played it a handful of times. It wasn't my favorite. And Verrucht. Now, I might be remembering this one wrong, but if it's the one that's in, like, the prison, I loved it. But if that might be a Black Ops 2 map, but if it is that one, then I fucking loved it. And then the last one is my all-time favorite, Der Ries. Oh my goodness, this map was absolutely sensational. I fucking love this map. Played it the most by far. It's just my favorite Call of Duty Zombies map. I just remember playing this one so friggin' many times, and they had that like upgrading weapon thing in the middle that was kind of like your Pack-a-Punch now, but I think it gave out like random things. And the electric fences, there was like traps in this one. It was just such a fun map to navigate as well. I don't know, man. I just remember playing this one a ton. It was super fun, and I love the zombies mode. Oh, man. I wish they would do that more, where it's like, oh, we'll give you the maps from the older games, and you can play them in a reimagined fashion, or just, it's here, but in the upgraded graphics and new weapons and everything. That would be awesome. But that is the Call of Duty. I know I'm missing stuff. I didn't get to talk about the campaign as much because I haven't played it in so long, and it's just, I don't have the time to play through them right now. But man, I think we had a lot of talk and a lot of fun talking about the multiplayer and the zombies and stuff. Obviously, during this part of my Call of Duty career, if we will call it that, I was a very multiplayer heavy guy. All I did was play the multiplayer. Campaign was like a once and I'm done with it. That's it. And zombies, I played a lot of it, but nowhere near as much as I was playing multiplayer, man. It'd be like, all right, maybe after a few hours online, we'll play one round of zombies, then back into the multiplayer and so on and so forth. But that's how it went, man. So let me know, what were your favorite memories? If you have any memories of Call of Duty Black Ops 1, still blows my mind that we're all the way at Black Ops 6 now, and that's still going. And I think it's still going well, man. We're going to see Black Ops 7, 8, 9, who knows how many more until they just restart, and then they'll reboot it, and off they go again. So, I don't know, man. I really loved Black Ops 1, the original, back in the day. I know it wasn't everyone's favorite at first, but I think nowadays people look back on it very, very fondly. I've had it downloaded on my Xbox for some time just so I can play the old zombie maps with my wife, but we just haven't had time to get to them. So, I still have Black Ops on my Xbox. I sadly got rid of my original copy of it back in, that's what Call of Duty games had, good trade-in value back then. So I was on the thing that I would trade in my old Call of Duty to get the new Call of Duty. It sucks, but that's the way it was in high school back in the day. But Jesus, man, this game, super iconic for me. It could very well could be my favorite Treyarch Call of Duty. Black Ops 2, I played the shit out of that game as well. And Black Ops 3, not so much. But, man, Black Ops was some good shit. Let me know what your favorite memories were. What gun classes were you running back then? What was your favorite perks, your favorite maps? How much zombies did you play? What was your best round? I don't remember my best round, but if you do, let me know about it. And all your other friggin' awesome memories about Call of Duty. And are you still playing Call of Duty? My homie Kyle still in love with Call of Duty. Me, I'm a casual fan of Call of Duty now. They come out, I play them for a few weeks, and then I move on. I can't give them all my time anymore. It's just, there's so many other games to experience, so many other adventures to have. I don't want to just dedicate my gaming time to one video game when there's thousands, if not tens of thousands, other games worthy of my time. But, yo, man, Call of Duty, you had my attention fully back in high school, and I played so much Black Ops. So there's my episode on Call of Duty. Our year, I'll probably do one like every November or something like that. I don't know. Don't don't call me out on that one. I may not remember next November, and we're getting, now we're getting to the Call of Duties where I'm starting to drop out. Like Modern Warfare 3 was the first one I was like, I don't like this game. But I played it a lot, but I did not like that one very much. And then Black Ops 2 was pretty awesome. And yeah, so we'll see how many more of these Call of Duties I will cover. But this was one of the big ones for me, Black Ops. Happy to talk about it. Love this game. And there we go, everybody. Another episode down. Thank you so much for listening. You the best. You want to be even more of the best, though. Make sure you're reviewing the podcast. Share it around with a couple of friends, maybe a few enemies of yours, friends and family, anything like that. That's fine with me. And I got a YouTube channel where I upload all of these episodes over there. You can watch them in their entirety. Great place to drop a comment on those videos. You want a question answered live on the podcast, anything about wrestling, video games, or hacky, I would love to answer your questions. I'm not an expert, but I will try. And there's an email address as well. All the links are in the description. If you want to have a private conversation, my door is open for everyone and anyone. And there's also a Twitter page where I put up announcements as best as I can, let you know what's going on. And what is going on with the podcast? Well, I am recording this a week in advance, so I really don't know. I can't go that far into the future, so I'll probably be doing, I know I am getting the itch for some Mass Effect, and Mass Effect 2 is next on the list. I've played it a zillion times, but I did Mass Effect 1 in the Legendary Collection, so I gotta get to Mass Effect 2 at some point, and man, I'm kind of itching for it. It's that time of year where I get a little nostalgic. That's why I'm kind of doing a nostalgic November. Maybe I can squeeze in Mass Effect this year as well. I'd love another playthrough of Mass Effect 2, and I'd love to get to Mass Effect 3 again. I've only played through that one like 2 times. We can up those numbers up, man. Mass Effect 2, shit, this would probably be like my fifth playthrough if I go through it again here, and not complaining at all. I love that game. So, yeah, it could be a Mass Effect 2 episode in the near future, but not too near in the future. I do know what the next episode is going to be after this one, but I'm not going to tell you yet, because that's what I'm doing now. I'm going to leave you in suspense. So how's that? How do you like that? But I'll let you know what other stuff. There is a WrestleCast on its way at this point in time. I don't know if there's a pay-per-view, so if there is a pay-per-view review, there will. If there's a pay-per-view, I will review it. If not, there won't be. And also, I have now learned, I probably would have mentioned this already, but I'm going to say it here anyway, but Elimination Chamber is coming to Toronto, and more than 100%, 99%, I'm going to that show. So, and that is in March. So I'm very, very excited. Schedule changed. They moved the show from the United Kingdom. They're coming to Canada instead. So, and they're going to the Rogers Centre. I've never been in the Rogers Centre before. So, doubly excited for that announcement. That is amazing, and so are you. So, there you go, everybody. We'll be back with some GX Plus Cast.